rẹ̀ o ọlọ́run ọ̀run dákun má jà pòfo àwọn lẹ́sìn iwájú ẹ̀ dákun bàbá. ìmìíràn kékeré wọ́n lọ sán wọ́n kékeré lóru wọ́n bá jọ̀wọ́ méje ṣíṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́ àwa ẹ̀mí.
Aha! ṣeun yìí àní ẹ̀tọ́rùn ọmọ ṣe kápọ̀ ọmọ kẹsẹ̀ yọ kó sì tún máa wọlé o ìmọ̀rẹ́ o lókùtù pẹ́lẹ́. K1 the ultimate, the cornerstone. K1 the ultimate, the cornerstone. Olúwayé Fújì o, the cornerstone. K1 the ultimate, the cornerstone. For Fiji music, the cornerstone. K1 the ultimate, the cornerstone. Tuntun ni yá o, ọlọ́kọ̀ọ́kọ́. Mo máa gbé Fújì tuntun yá o, ọlọ́kọ̀ọ́kọ́. Ó sọ kútu ọwọ́, ọlọ́kọ̀ọ́kọ́. Ó sọ kútu ọwọ́, ọlọ́kọ̀ọ́kọ́. Ọlọ́run ló ṣẹ́gun fún wa o, ọlọ́kọ̀ọ́kọ́. Ó rí ọlọ́run mi. Àkọlé ara gbogbo àbùkù ara gbogbo. Alákọ̀lé ara gbogbo àbùkù ara gbogbo. Agogo tó lù méjìlá o yóò padà wá lù kan. Àkọlé ara gbogbo àbùkù ara gbogbo. Agogo tó lù méjìlá o yóò padà wá lù kan. Àkọlé ara gbogbo àbùkù ara gbogbo. Alákọ̀lé ara gbogbo àbùkù ara gbogbo. Agogo tó lù méjìlá o yóò padà wá lù kan. Àkọlé ara gbogbo àbùkù ara gbogbo. Agogo tó lù méjìlá o yóò padà wá lù kan. Bàtà tẹ̀sí inú ṣàgó ẹ̀yìn èèyàn. Yóò bá ṣọ̀bẹ̀rì bàbá ló máa jẹ́. Yóò bá ṣọ̀bẹ̀rì bàbá ló máa jẹ́. Yóò bá ṣọ̀bẹ̀rì bàbá ló máa jẹ́. Ẹ jọ̀wọ́ ẹ má bọ̀ tẹ̀sí o, ẹ má bọ̀ tẹ̀sí o, ẹ má bọ̀ tẹ̀sí o, ọlọ́run ọba ò fẹ́. Òwe lẹ́sìn ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́sìn òwe. Aláàlọ́ lówó òwe lẹ́sìn ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́sìn òwe. Wàràmùkàṣì ní mọ́mọ́ Fúlàní dàbà. Iyán funfun ní mọ́tò. Ní mọ́mọ́ òkú sọ̀ra. Àkìlẹ̀ nípa lójoojúmọ́. Àkìlẹ̀ pọ̀ pa nígbàkúgbà.
kankan bí agbo. Ọba ti ṣe iná. Wọ́n bá gbó bí ajá kankan bí agbo. Ọba ti ṣe iná. Wọ́n bá díjú mórí kí wọ́n gbébọn yé. Ọba ti dá wa láre, àwa ti dàràbà ti jìjì ńlá. Tó lòun ò gbà tó ń fapá jánu. Káwọ́ bí tó máa pẹ́jọ́ lọ. Ẹ wí fún wọn, bí wọ́n gbọ́ sí tí àwọn ọlọ́lọ́tẹ̀ etí wọn gbọ́ tí wọn ò fẹ́ gbọ́ rárá. Ẹni apáàdé bá ń lọ bá bàjẹ́ rọ́gbọ́. Ẹni tó dùn wá lẹ́jọ́ tó lòun ò gbà tó ń fapá jánu. Báwo ni tó máa fẹjọ́ lọ? Bàbá àgbo bí ajá kankan bí agbo. Bàbá ti ṣe iná. Ti ṣe ẹ̀dá kò lè yí padà rárá ní ọjà rẹ̀ ayé rẹ̀ má tó iṣẹ́ olúwa. Bàbá kò bí ajá kankan bí àgbo. Bàbá ti ṣe yìí náà. Wọ́n bá jíjú mórí kí wọ́n gbé mọ́yàn jẹ́. Bàbá ti dá wa láre, àwa ti dára bá ti dìjì ńlá.
Please, let's keep making our way to the auditorium. The program will start any minute from now. But as we prepare to start the program, we'd like to recognize the presence of some dignitaries that we already have in the building. We'd like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Commissioner for Land and Housing, Honorable William Akinfunmilayo. Please, let's celebrate him. Let's celebrate him, please. We also like to recognize the presence of the Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Honorable Ademola Aderito. A round of applause for him, please. We also have in our presence Honorable Commissioner for Culture and Tourism. You could call him one of our hosts.
Our host, yes.
Dr. Wasiu Olatubosun. Please, a round of applause for him. We also like to recognize the presence of the DG Oisipa, Mr. Tilewa Folami. A round of applause for him, please. You're welcome, sir.
It's a pleasure to also welcome, very warmly right here, is the Secretary to the State Government of Oyo State, and none other than Professor Musubawu Adetunji Babatunde. Prof, thank you for coming and welcome. Thank you so much. And I also want to welcome my colleague, media assistant to the Governor of Oyo State, Mr. Dayo Ogunbowale. Mr. Ogunbowale, welcome. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome, sir.
Welcome.
We also like to recognize the presence of our royal fathers in the building. You're welcome, sir.
Yes. We welcome everyone. We will do these as we get some names to recognize and welcome you. So thank you for being there. DJ, let's keep it up. We'll be back in a moment.
on the other side. And that's what I thought before I took the ride. I burned my bridges so I'd never look back. But if I had known the life I was searching for down where you water the ground. That's what I found when I took the ride. I realized the mountain I've been climbing is nothing but than yours. I didn't know I already had the answers. No, I didn't know. But if I had known, the life I was searching for was looking me right in the eye. If I had known, the life I was searching for was already my own.
sanwó ilé, àjọ sanwó iná, àjọ sanwó ilé, àjọ sanwó iná, àjọ gbowó oúnjẹ sílẹ̀ fáyà ní ẹ̀, àfi bọ́ọ̀lù ọ̀rọ̀ ayọ̀. Àjọ gbowó oúnjẹ sílẹ̀ fáyà ní ẹ̀, àfi bọ́ọ̀lù ọ̀rọ̀ ayọ̀.
Hello, test it, yeah. Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. DJ. Many thanks to you for those beautiful music that you're giving to us.
Right there.
Yes. I'd like to welcome just in our midst today the Honorable Justice T.M. Abdul Ganiyu, the President of your State Customary Court of Appeal, represented by Honorable Justice M.A. Oyafaju. Thank you for coming and welcome. And so from the judiciary, I'd like to welcome all of our Lord, spiritual and temporal. We welcome you. From the security front, we have the CP Abimbola Yodeji Olubenga, Commissioner of Police, Oyo State Command. We thank you for coming. You're welcome, sir. And the State Director, Department of State Services, Oyo State, we thank you also for being part of this occasion. Not forgetting the DCI Dabrinze PU, Deputy Controller of Immigration, representing the Controller of Immigration, Oyo State Command. Please welcome.
We would also like to recognize in our presence today the founder of Cap Film Village, Mr. Kunle Afolayan. Please, a round of applause for him. You're welcome, sir. Welcome,
Mr. Afolayan. Thank you for being here.
We would also like to recognize in our midst today the Algon Chairman, Honorable Sonda Sikiru. A round of applause for him, please.
Thank you for coming, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Representative of the Honorable Chief Judge of Oyo State, Honorable Justice I.S. Jerima, is in our midst. Let's welcome Honorable Justice A.L. Akintola. Thank you for coming and you're welcome, sir.
And of course, we also recognize the presence of other local government chairmen here. You're welcome, sir.
All right, so we will be back to honor and welcome more people as we get the list. Thank you for being there.
sí wọn ń dàgbò. Wọ́n ní tó kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ṣàlàyé ẹ̀ka ayé gbọ́. Ẹ̀kọ́ tó bá mi tẹ́wọ̀ àdúrà yìí o. Gbogbo aláboyún ilé tí wọ́n di wọ́n ti tẹ̀ sínú. Ewé ṣe ń bọ̀ o látọ̀rí igi pẹ̀lú àti aláwùrà bí. Bí kò ní pa lára ẹ̀. Gbogbo yìí lẹ máa bímọ rere. Agbóhùn ìyá pẹ̀lú ọmọ ẹ̀. Gbogbo yìí lẹ máa bí wẹ́rẹ́. Lọ́jọ́ tọ́mọ tó ti dẹ́rù sọ́kọ̀ gbóhùn rẹ̀ ilé ayé. Tó bá ti dénú ìyá ẹ̀ ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀tá níní. Bálaboyún bá yọ lókè. Ó bá rògbú gbogbo. Bí ìbùnú wọn mọ ẹ̀dá mọ́. Wọ́n ní ìta ló rán níṣẹ́ o. Nígbà tó ń jẹ́ ẹgbàdùn ẹ̀ balẹ̀ ń tó wí fún. Wọ́n lọ́lá kórí orí ìlànà ló wá ojú kókókókó fún. Báwo bá bímọ rí arámọ́lẹ́yìn adìyẹ o. Àtìrẹ́ ewúrẹ́ tó bímọ mẹ́fà rí. Ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá lára gùntàn. Tó bímọ mẹ́jọ lápapọ̀. Mo ò fúnra mẹ́ anybody. Wọ́n fi bí nǹkan fẹ́ bí. Òun náà fi ń tó wá nínú ẹ̀. Láàárín tó fẹ́ bí. Bálábóyún bá dẹ̀ bímọ. Àwọn ló máa fẹ́ kí ìdí ẹ̀kú ewu ọmọ. Wọ́n sọ pé àwọn ò lè bí. Àgàgà tọmọ náà bá rẹwà. Ìyíbùnú ọmọ ẹ̀dá máa. Wọ́n máa gbé mú. Wọ́n ní ṣé bí báyìí ló yẹ kó yà sí. Kò yà lé olówó. Wọ́n gbàgbé kọ́ lọ́hún tó ó dànù ẹ̀. Ó ti ṣòwò tẹ́nu ó jẹ. Tóbi kì í gbàgùn dalẹ̀. Lójú bá fún mi sí kírù àyíndé o. Ọlọ́ládé bàrú sáàbì. Adéyínmi kábàárì wọn dá. Ọlọ́mfìwọ̀n nínú Mr. Fuji. Ẹni táráyé di ìròpé kò lè pàgọ́ o. Tó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí ọnu ọlọ́run àyíndé àgbàdìrọ̀lá. Ìgbà tí mò ń ṣe tó ń fọ́ kọ̀ǹdọ́tọ̀. Ìdí òró sájẹ́gúnlẹ̀. Ẹnìkan orí mi. Tí mo gba promotion lọ́sọ̀gbà yìí láéláyé. Bẹ́ǹsì pẹ̀lú ọ̀ṣìnàwọ̀. Ní Yábà lọ́jọ́ sí. Ọba lẹ́ńdẹ́ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ǹdì. Ẹnìkan ò bínú rárá. Wọ́n tọ́bọ̀ ní Nàìjíríàn bìrì. Tí mò ń lọ jábìyà, báwo kan ó sọ̀mà ẹnìkan ò bínú rárá. Nísìnyí tọ́lọ́ wọn bá wò mí ìdàgbà. Ẹni pé ń má jáyé mi àyíndé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ lọkùn ní inú ìyàwó ìyàmá. Ìgbà tí màmá mi dáta lọ́jà owó lọ́wọ́. Dàkúrí dàkúrẹ́ ẹnì kan ò rí mi. Nígbà tí mò ń jẹun lálá ìlẹ́rán o. Tí mò ń jẹun lálá ìlẹ́jà ẹnì kan ò rí mi. Nísìnyí tọ́lọ́ wọn bá wò mí dàgbà. Bí mo lè jẹun lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ta àti ẹ̀kánú. kí n má jáyé mi àyìnbé. Jẹ́sọ̀rọ̀ ní ìjọba òpó ní ẹ̀rí. Jẹ́sọ̀rọ̀ ní bí sáàbì ọba ẹ̀dá o. Jẹ́sọ̀rọ̀ ní dàkúrákúdà. Tọ́lọ́ ìbò ń pè ní gbọ́kọ̀ọ́dà ìlágbára ọlọ́run o, lágbára aláwùrà bí. Ó jẹ́ yín máyé. Òṣogún ara alẹ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ èrò ọ̀nà kódà ní kò ṣe é mọ́ kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹni abínibí tí ń dà ọ́ ẹlẹ́dà òde ṣùgbà ó. ọmọ ẹ̀yà òde ṣùgbà ó ìkúlẹ̀ abiyamọ ọlọ́ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó dá wà papọ̀ ibi yóò ń kó lè pọ̀ sí alájọ bí adájọ́. ẹ̀bọ̀ oṣó ìyẹn ìṣerú o ẹ̀bọ̀ àjẹ́ ìyẹn ìṣerú o ẹ̀bọ̀ amọ́niṣe ní àfàìmọ́ níṣe ní ẹ̀jẹ̀ ní tó bá mi dárò ọmọ aráyé àwọn ìyẹn ṣerú. Àmọ́ṣẹ́ ẹ̀rẹ́bọ̀ àlàrùkà omi òyìnbí babaláwo rẹ̀ ó lè kúra yìí. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá o ọmọ Odùduwà mo mọ̀ pé wẹ́ńjẹ́ o òògùn jẹ́ mo gbà pé wọ́n ń bẹ̀ àìsàn ń bẹ̀ fáwọn tó mọ nílò ẹ̀. àmọ́ mo ní kí ní kan àpèjẹ lọ́la tọ́jọ́ òògùn lọ. mo ní kí ní kan tọ́jọ́ òògùn lọ. ohun tí mo ní yóò tọ́jọ́ òògùn. ìgbàgbọ́ mi sọ́ba wá ìlú tó dá gbòǹgbò tó dé wéko ẹ̀ tó dáwọ̀ tó mọ nílò ẹ̀ tó dá gbòǹgbò tó ń bẹ láyé. ìpọ́nrí ẹja kan ìjà fún òkété o ìpọ́nrí ẹja kan kì í jẹ́ fún òkété o ajakajá ẹ̀tọ́ ó bá gbọ́n o ayà dìbò lùkì lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ní òyà wèrè a máa gbó káyé onílé ìtọ́jú ẹ̀ ó tó lọ láyé ń bí ajá náà àìsí wèrè a máa bù jíjẹ. owó bàjẹ́ ìsáfẹ́rẹ́ lọ́wọ́ olówó ẹni tó ti ń ṣàánú fún tó ń fún ní náírà mẹ́fà lọ́jọ́ ìjọsí ìyẹn ń pọ́nlé. tó bá dẹni tó ń fún ní náírà mẹ́ta tó lọ́wọ́ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ayé a máa bínú. wọ́n gbàgbé fóun ló ti ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ yìí. kò sórúkọ tó onígbè tán wọ́n sọ fáwọn lásán báńkà ó lè lórí ìdánwò sẹ́ńtà. ó sórúkọ tó onígbè tán wọ́n máa ń ká káyéká. mo ní mọ̀rọ̀ kékeré kan tí mo fẹ́ gbẹ̀yìn ó bá lẹ́ni láwọn nínú fámìlì. ó bá lẹ́ni tó láwọn nínú fámìlì. mo bẹ̀ yín ẹ máa bàjá ẹ jẹ́ káwa náà ó sàn tòkòtò ẹ̀jẹ̀ jẹ́ ká fáwọn sáàyè ẹ̀ káwa tẹpá mọ́ṣẹ́ ìbùkún olúwa ní mú nílà lálá ìṣe tàbí yó. Sọ́mọ́dé kan rẹ́nu rẹ̀ láti lè sọ̀rọ̀ gbẹ́jì lọ́kọ́ tu àwọn arẹ́lẹ́ àwọn ẹ̀. Abíbọ̀rí máa kọ́kọ́ bàbá ńlá ọ̀kan ojú wa. Abíbọ̀rí máa kọ́kọ́ màmá ńlá ọ̀kan ojú lè. Ṣọ́ọ́ ti ṣe sáwọn lọ́wọ́ rí. Ọ̀nà tí ó dé sàn tó bá wọnú àgbàlùmọ̀, ọ̀nà tó mi bá wọnú àgbọ̀n ẹ̀ tí ó bá wọnú ọ̀sán bíbí omi òkun pẹ̀lú ọ̀sà alàgbàlúgbú wọn bá dá òbá mọ́ orísun ẹ̀ àti ibi tó kù méjì sàn wá ẹ ò lè rí mi gbé ṣe parí. Ẹlúlù kọ́ bá fẹ́ gbàdó orí ara ẹ̀ ni ó fà bó sí o. Ẹrù tí bómúbómú bá dìbì orí ara ẹ̀ ni ó gbé ká. Ẹni bá ń májá ẹ̀mí ẹ̀sì gbé ohun tó ń wá ìdí ìṣòwúra. Lọ́wọ́ bẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ìdí àkọ́jọ ojú yíyá mọ́. Lọ́wọ́ kọ́ ní inú lọ ẹ̀sà gbé jẹ́ mọ́ wọn. Ṣèmi ààrẹ ló ń ṣe o, tẹ́ni máma ní ọ̀dàmọ̀, tẹ́bá ò fẹ́ ń ṣe síkìrù, tẹ́ ò bàrẹ́ ní bá ayín sọ̀rọ̀, tẹ́ ò mọ̀ bára yín lẹ́ ń ṣe o, tẹ́bá níbi inú ọ̀nà ń wò ẹ̀ ṣàgbéjẹ̀ mọ̀rọ̀. Mo bá wọn níwájú, mo kí wọ́n bí wọ́n o. Oko wọn lọ́nà mo ṣàlọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ táwọn lọ́rùn bí o bá ṣàfojú yìí. Látọjọ́ tó ti pẹ́lẹ́ ṣáàtì mọ̀ mí, pé mi ò jẹ́ kára iṣẹ́ lọ́hùn o. Mọ̀ràn bẹ́ẹ̀ ń wó ta ìsí lọ́hùn ọba. Àmọ́ láì iṣẹ́ láì o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ìfìṣẹ́ ọlọ́hùn ọba o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ kàn nínú lásán. Ẹni náà kàkọ́ sọ́mọ́ ọlákejì mọ́sá tó fún àjẹgbólúwa ẹ̀ lágbára ọlọ́run tọmọ. Ó ṣe ní ara rẹ̀ ó ló ń ṣe o káàdì máma ní ọwọ́ èèyàn tó bá rò pé ń ṣe sí jù tó bàrẹ̀ ń bára yín sọ̀rọ̀ tó mọ̀ fara yín lẹ́ ń ṣe o. Ẹni tó bá rí bí mọ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ sábẹ́ ìjọ mọ́ wọ́n. Ẹ má ká mi mọ̀ òwe lẹ́sẹ̀. Jákèjádé mo ti mọ̀. Ẹlẹ́gbẹ́ ni mí mọ̀ dàgbà tó mọ̀ sùúrù rẹ̀ pèsè. Fọ̀wọ́n lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Wọ́n pèsè náà lára mi. Wọ́n ń jẹ òun yá o. Wọ́n ṣàdúrà fún mi. Gbàrú sẹ́sì ìtúnúkún ìfúléwé fún máa pẹ̀lú ayé. Àkàlàmàgbò. Oníṣàlá ìlẹ̀gbẹ̀rún ọdún láyé. Mo gbọ́ láyé kí máa dàrí ìdòdò ẹ̀jú wọ̀lá. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi díje lẹ́kùn sọ́kò Mr. Fuji. Ọdí ìtàgé lẹ́kùn sọ́kò. Mọ̀kì ilé ẹni bá fi kàn án lé ẹ̀kọ́ ní ilé gbé. yìí aláàfà kẹgbẹ́ kúránì kí gbogbo wájọ wá tẹ́wọ́ àdúrà ẹkúndé kàdà kẹgbẹ́ wà láà kí gbogbo wájọ wá tàdúrà wọn lọ́gbọ̀n ọmọ mọ́ ní kúránì kí ni ó bá dìde wà láyé ojú bí o ògbìgbà tí ń gbá ara ìdára dẹ́kun wọn gbàgbé ó ìlà yàrá wúrà ògbìgbà tí ń gbá ara ìdára.
To announce to us that any moment from now, our chief host, the executive governor of your state, will be joining us any moment from now. And of course, as he arrives, we'll crave your indulgence to rise to receive him. So please get ready. Ensure you locate your seats.
Hey.
If you need to greet people, greet them right about now. Because the moment the governor gets in, he will be taking the anthem, and today's event will start in earnest. So once again, you're welcome.
I'm sure you heard that announcement, so please let's get set. I'd like to welcome the curator of the National Museum in Oyo State and the zonal director of Southwest Museums, Mrs. Oriyomi Pamela Otuka. Thank you for coming and welcome.
We also like to welcome to our midst this morning, Dr. Okunlola Ibrahim. He is the Director, National Orientation Agency for your state. You're welcome.
Right, as you heard from Mr. Dayo Gumowale, His Excellency, the Governor of Oyo State, is going to be here, and I can also feel that he's here. Dayo, is he here?
He is here.
Okay, so the governor is here now. Shall we all rise?
Please rise to receive the executive governor of your state, His Excellency, Governor Seyi Makinde, as he makes his way in. And of course, he will be greeting VIPs who are here already, our royal fathers, VIPs who are here ahead of the governor. And of course, he's flanked by a former governor, former two-term governor, former Minister of the Federal Republic, His Excellency Dr. John Kayode Fayemi. You're most welcome, Your Excellencies. You're very, very welcome. Ensure you locate your seats. As is custom, His Excellency will greet royalties and distinguished guests who are here already. The national anthem.
To the Nigerian national anthem.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians home and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland.
Please take your seats. Ẹ káàárọ̀. A kí gbogbo wa káàbọ̀ sí ìlú Ìbàdàn ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, esteemed leaders. The traveler sees what he sees, but the tourist sees what he has come to see. We gathered today at the International Conference Center, University of Ibadan, for the third edition of the highly anticipated Oyo State International Tourism Summit. It's Oyo 2026. My job here is pretty simple, and is to recognize VVIPs here present today. And I'll start by recognizing our chief host, the Vice Chairman, Nigerian Governors Forum, and Executive Governor of Oyo State. I call him the numero uno citizen of Oyo State. Please, with a round of applause, I appreciate His Excellency, Governor Seyi Makinde, FNSC, DSC, GESSRS. I think you can do better. Seated very close to our governor is a former two-term governor of Ekiti State. He's also a former Minister of Mines and Steels. And of course, he was former chairman, Nigerian Governors Forum, between 2019 and 2022. Please appreciate His Excellency, Dr. John Kayode Fayemi. I think you can do better. Also with us here today, flanking the governor, is our Deputy Governor, His Excellency, Barrister Abdurrahim Adebayo Lawal. We have joining us here today a former Deputy Governor for your state, His Excellency, Engineer Hamid Badamosi. Your Excellency, the Chief Judge of your state, Honorable Justice Iyabo Yorima, is here ably represented by Honorable Justice A.L. Akintola. You're welcome, Your Lordship. I want to also recognize the representative of the President of your state customary court of appeal. Honorable Justice T.M. Abdugani is all the way in Saudi Arabia. He's here ably represented by Honorable Justice M.A. Oyafajo. You're welcome, Your Lordship. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. Members of the Oyo State House of Assembly here present, we appreciate you, honorable members. Thank you so much. I'd like to recognize members of the Oyo State Executive Council, the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Musiba Babatunde. You're most welcome. we appreciate you. The Chief of Staff to the Governor, Honorable Shegun Ogunwi, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. The Head of Service, Mrs. Olubumi Uni, MNI, thank you so much for joining us. The Deputy Chief of Staff, Honorable Kazim Adeni, Golim Bibiri, you're most welcome. I want to use the Senior Executive Assistant, General Duties to the Governor, Chief Mikhail Bayolawal. I want to use him to recognize all aides to the Governor here present, special advisors, executive assistants, senior special assistants. We appreciate you all. Thank you so much for coming today. We appreciate you. Your Excellency, the Honorable Commissioner in charge of today's event is the Honorable Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatubosun. Wherever he is, he will hardly sit down today. Honorable Commissioner, we appreciate you, sir. Yes, he's standing. I thought so. Well done, sir. I want to use him to recognize all Honorable Commissioners seated close to him, all around him. We appreciate you, all Honorable Commissioners here present. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, please permit me to recognize the custodians of our cultural heritage, our highly revered and esteemed royal fathers who are here present. I'd like to start by recognizing the representative of the Shon of Ogbomoso, His Imperial Majesty, Kabiyesi Oba Gandhi Afolabi Olaoye Olumogege III. Is here ably represented by High Chief Samuel S.S. Otolori, the Areago of Ogbomoso land. You are welcome, sir. Kabiyesi Olu of Igboora is here. Edako Ese Kabiyesi o. Kabiyesi Akibioti Ilu Ilora, àwọn náà wà ń bí ẹ ṣe Kabiyesi o. Kábíyèsí Ìbà ti Kìṣí aṣojú wọn wà ń bí ẹ ṣe kábíyèsí o. Kábíyèsí ọlọ́jà ti àgọ́ ọ̀já láti ìlú Ọ̀yọ́, ẹ dákun ẹ ṣe kábíyèsí o. Kábíyèsí yìí ò dún dáadáa, ẹ dákun fún gbogbo orí adé ọrùn lẹ̀kẹ̀ tó wà ń bí ẹjá ṣe kábíyèsí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Ẹ ṣeun. Your Excellency, I'd like to recognize the Chairman of Local Government Chairman in Oyo State, Honorable Sikiru Sonda. He is here with a number of other local government chairmen here present. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all local government chairmen here present. Thank you so much. I'd like to also recognize representatives of federal agencies of states, tourism and culture from all around the nation that have been invited. Thank you so much. Captains of industry, and of course major stakeholders within the tourism and allied sectors here present. Of course, all our esteemed panelists and resource persons for today's summit, we appreciate you all. Leaders and representatives of various invited associations, groups and establishments here present, we appreciate you a lot. Our service commanders, a representative of the GOC, the CP or your state, we appreciate you. All service commanders, thank you so much for coming. All other invited, distinguished and eminent personalities, thank you so much. Finally, I'd like to specially recognize all members of the planning committee for its Oyo 2026. Wherever you are, all members of the planning committee chaired by Dr. Wasiu Olatubosun, please rise for recognition. Members of the committee, wherever you are, just stand for recognition. Thank you so much. The governor appreciates you. We appreciate you in Oyo State. Thank you for putting this together. And of course, members of the 4th Estate of Rem, thank you so much. We appreciate you for covering this. As I take my leave, here is wishing everyone a very productive 3rd edition of the International Tourism Summit Oyo State 2026. Once again, you are most welcome and do have a wonderful time. A round of applause for yourself, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dayo. A round of applause for him.
Shall we appreciate Dayo Gubawale for that? Your Excellency, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning once again, and welcome to the day 2 of the International Tourism Summit 2026, tagged It's Oyo State 2026. I am Ibukunluwa Olagunju.
Today is not just another summit day, it is about vision becoming structure. This year's theme says it all. I'm sure you have seen it around you. From groundwork to governance, building tourism that endures.
And one of the things that make the summit outstanding is that Oyo State is not asking whether tourism matters. The conversation is about how to build systems strong enough to sustain it, how to move from potential to structure, from conversations to continuity, because true tourism development is not built for a single administration. It is structured for successive administrations to actually build upon.
So to provide the opening context for today's summit, please let's welcome on stage right here none other than the Chief Executive Officer of Silver Wolf Digital Limited. She is also the Secretary, #It's Oyo State 2026 Organizing Committee. Please let's welcome Madam Abigail Anaba.
You're welcome. Please celebrate her. You're welcome.
His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, His Excellency, the former Governor of Ekiti State, I would like to stand on existing protocols. I am here before you this morning as the Secretary of the It's Oyo State 2026 Organizing Committee to provide context for the activities that will be happening here today. About 3 years ago, His Excellency Seyi Makinde, FNSC, was returned for a second term in office. The Ministry of Culture and Tourism was created. Tourism was identified as one of the core economic pillars to drive His Excellency's second term in office. Before then, efforts had been made to harness the potential of tourism within the state. No doubt, Oyo State has some really iconic and amazing attractions. Boas Tower, Ibadan, this year 90 years old. Iyake Lake, one of the only 2 suspended lakes in the world. Festivals such as the World Twins Festival, Igbora, World Shango Festival, Oyo, and of course, phenomenal places built on potentially immersive storytelling, such as the tales of Elemosho in Ogumosho. But here is an important truth. Tourism economies are not built on attractions. In fact, if all it took to build a tourism economy was having attractions, many places would already be thriving tourism zones. Attractions on their own do not create value. They do not generate sustained revenue. What creates value is structure. What sustains value is governance. And this is the shift that Oyo State has been making over the past 3 years. Back in 2024, when the first edition of the International Tourism Summit was held, the focus was alignment, bringing stakeholders into the same conversation, establishing that tourism is central to economic development as encapsulated in Oyo State's economic blueprint. In 2025, the focus shifted to structure, beginning to think in terms of frameworks. The question shifted from what do we have to how can what Oyo State has be organized, prioritized, and developed. And now, 2026, the focus is governance, putting in place the systems, the processes, and institutional coordination required to ensure that tourism development is intentional. Yes, Oyo State is moving from showcasing assets to governing a tourism economy. Without coordination, without structure, without a system to connect them, the potential remains just that, potential unrealized. So what you're seeing in Oyo State is a deliberate move away from that model. Starting from yesterday, all 33 local government areas were engaged. First, in a 1-hour workshop on how they can build tourism economies that will fit into the larger state framework. They were also taking around some of the state developments to help them see tourism in action. They toured the Oyo State Agricultural Transformation Center, Fashola, so they could see firsthand the potentials of agritourism. They then visited Iyake Lake in Okeogun, where they saw how a heritage site could be turned into an economic driver. And finally, they visited Cap Film Village, Igbojayi, to underscore the fact that there is no such thing as this place is too far from Ibadan when it comes to tourism development. All that is needed is infrastructural connectivity. I will pause so that you can see and hear some of their comments during and after the familiarization tour.
We are at Ado Awaye Suspended Lake. My experience so far, at least this is my first time hearing about the old suspended lake, and I heard that it's the only natural lake in the whole world.
I go to go for tourism. For example, I don't know that such place is within the local government.
Oh, my name is Alabi Oluwatosin, and we are at Ado Awaye Suspended Lake. My experience so far, at least this is my first time hearing about the old suspended lake, and I heard that it's the only natural lake in the whole world.
I go to.
Indeed, Oyo State is moving from showcasing assets to governing a tourism economy. And this is what we are doing here today. This is why what we are doing here today goes beyond conversation. Because with all that will be presented today are not just ideas. They are structured frameworks that define where development can happen, how it should happen, and who should be involved, and how value is created, captured, and sustained over time. And if you are an investor here today, you would want to visit the Oysipa exhibition stand and pick a copy of the booklet, Oyo State Tourism Investment Framework, a compendium and development guide for tourism opportunities in Oyo State, prepared by the It's Oyo State 2026 Organizing Committee. It is built around the economic logic of tourism development in Oyo State and will serve as a guide for tourism investment in Oyo State. So, the private sector is important to this growth. Governments do not build tourism economies alone. What the government does is create clarity, clarity of direction, clarity of structure, clarity of opportunity. And where there is clarity, there is confidence. And where there is confidence, investments follow. So, as you engage with today's session, take particular interest in this. Do not listen only for what is possible. Listen for what is structured. Do not focus on opportunity. Focus on how that opportunity is being organized. Do not ask, what can be done here? Ask instead, what is already being defined and how do I plug into it? Because the difference between interest and investment is structure. Today's program has been designed with this in mind. You will see presentations that speak to the long-term direction of tourism development in Oyo State. You will see the 25-year Tourism Master Plan Framework. You will see the Eleyele Lake Development Framework. You will see progress on sites such as Boas Tower, where we already moved from concept to concession. And beyond the presentations, the conversations that will follow with investors, operators, and stakeholders are intended to do one thing: to move from alignment to execution. Because ultimately, tourism that endures is not built on activity. It is built on systems. Systems that outlast individuals. systems that provide continuity, systems that make it possible for progress to be sustained over time. That is what this summit represents. So as we proceed, I encourage you to engage actively, listen critically, and think in terms of long-term value, not short-term activity. Everything that follows is designed to answer one question: how do we move from potential to structure, and from structure to a tourism economy that delivers real, measurable value? This is the work before us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for setting the tone so powerfully for us, Madam Abigail Anaba. Please, let's celebrate her once again. Thank you very much. Now it's time for the state of tourism delivery in Oyo State. And to make the presentation is the Honorable Commissioner of Culture and Tourism. He is also the chairman. It's Oyo State 2026 Organizing Committee. He is Dr. Wasiu Olatunbosu. Please celebrate him. You're welcome, sir.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Oluwaseyi Abiodun Makinde, the engineer of modern Oyo State. Please permit me to stand on already established protocol. Good morning, everybody. My task here today is to speak briefly on the current state of tourism delivery in Oyo State from the perspective of what is being done. Let me begin with a simple clarification. When we speak about tourism delivery, we are not referring only to the promotion of sites. We are referring to the systems required to make those sites functional, accessible, investable, and sustainable. And this is the lens through which we have approached our work at the Ministry of Culture and Tourism here in Oyo State with the support of His Excellency, the Engineer of Modern Oyo State, Engineer Oluwaseyi Abiodun Makinde. Historically, tourism has often been approached as activity. Festivals and events are held from time to time. Occasional upgrade of sites by the private sector and isolated interventions by government. But after tourism was identified and adopted as one of the core areas to drive socio-economic development in the state, we knew we had to do things differently. What we are doing differently is shifting towards structure. This structure means asking, where should development happen? What kind of development is appropriate? What are the rules that guide that development? And how do we ensure continuity over time? This shift is already happening in the state. To ensure effective delivery, tourism does not sit within one ministry. It requires coordination across ministries and agencies, like Ministry of Environment, Works, Lands, Water Corporation, Justice, and other critical agencies. That is why the Interministerial Committee has been constituted by His Excellency. Because access roads, land clarity, environmental safeguards, and legal frameworks are central to whether tourism development succeeds or fails. What this means in practical terms is that tourism in Oyo State is no longer being approached in isolation. It's being approached as a coordinated government responsibility. Another key shift is how we think about tourism assets. We are moving away from treating all sites equally. Instead, we are prioritizing. This is why certain sites have been identified for structured development. Last year, we put forward the Focus 5 investment sites. And this year, we are putting forward LALA Lake as a Tier 0 asset. You will understand this better when DG Osipa shares the LALA Lake framework design. LALA is being treated as a pilot asset for structured development. This means defining its boundaries, establishing its development potential, structuring how investment can happen, and ensuring that development follows a clear framework. It is also important to state clearly that this approach is already producing results. One of the most important examples is Bowers Tower. Laipo, Ibadan, Laipo is synonymous with Ibadan. Bowers Tower has moved beyond being a concept. It has now been concessioned to a private investor. This is a 5 billion naira investment. Thank you. This represents a critical milestone because it shows that the state can structure opportunities, investors can engage with clarity, and projects can move from idea to execution. This is the direction we are taking in Oyo State. Another important area of delivery is the work being done on the 25-year tourism master plan. This is a working framework. The process involves data collection across all the 33 local government areas, identification of viable tourism assets, alignment with infrastructure and environmental realities, and structuring long-term development pathways. This is being supported by a technical committee working within clearly defined parameters, because we believe that without data, there is no clarity. And without clarity, there is no investment. All this work leads to one outcome: clarity without where opportunities exist. Clarity about where opportunity exists, how those opportunities are structured, and how stakeholders can engage. So where are we today? We have established institutional coordination, identified and prioritized key assets, begun structuring development frameworks, and demonstrated clearly execution through concession. At the same time, we recognize that this is ongoing work. Tourism development is not immediate. It is built over time through consistency, through coordination, and through disciplined execution. The next phase is very, very clear. We need to deepen what has started and move from frameworks to implementation. Expand from priority assets to a wider network of viable assets. and continue creating an environment where private investment can participate with confidence. In closing, let me return to a simple idea. Tourism does not grow because there are tourist attractions. Tourism grows because there is structure around those attractions. And that is exactly the engineer of modern Oyo State has been doing for the past 7 years. Please, could you please put your hands together to appreciate my principal, Governor Seyi Makinde, for doing that for Oyo State. We are leaving a very good legacy for administrations coming after him to build upon. And what you will see over the course of this summit is how that structure is being divined, refined, and prepared for execution. Thank you. God bless you all.
I think we can do better than that for the Honorable Commissioner. That was the Honorable Commissioner for Tourism and Culture in Oyo State, setting the pace for us and telling us how far and how well. So we are now aware that the Oyo State government is building structures, sustainable structures at that, around the tourism ecosystem. So one thing is increasingly clear. Oyo State is creating an environment where tourism can thrive sustainably. Today, investors have found Oyo State a heaven of opportunities to explore in terms of tourism and its potential. As they say, investment follows visibility, while tourism gives a city visibility. Why are investors making Oyo State their destination of choice, you may want to ask? And what makes the state attractive to these investors? And coming up right now is for us to have revelations around the reasons investors are choosing Oyo State. And I want to invite the Managing Director, Water Deal Africa, Obafela Bankolemo, and also Mr. Kunle Afolayan will also be joining him later. Please let's welcome the Director, Water Deal Africa, Obafela Bankolemo.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Obafela Bankolemo. I'm the Managing Director of Water Deal Africa, a subsidiary of System Specs Holding Company, and I'm proud concessionaires of Boa Stars. I'm excited to be here. First of all, I'd like to apologize for not being here in person. I had to travel out of country, but I want you to know that for us at Water Deal, we're excited to be part of this international conference on tourism. So I want to say a big congratulations to His Excellency Mr. Seyi Makinde, the Governor of Oyo State. Sir, you've done a fantastic job, and congratulations on the great strides you're doing. The Honorable Commissioner of Tourism, well done, sir. The DG of Oyisipa, well done. Of course, consultants on this project. I want to say a big thank you to all of you for having me here. You know, for us at Water Deal Africa, we're excited to be the concessionaires of Boa Stars. We just signed up a 15-year concession of Boa Stars, and our objective is simple. We want to make sure that Boa Stars becomes a location where, if you come to Nigeria, you've not visited Nigeria if you've not been to Boa Stars in the Bible. West, Southwest. Good morning, everybody. My name is Obafela. I'm the Managing Director of Water Deal Africa, a subsidiary of System Specs, and I'm proud concessionaires and Boa Stars. Excited to be here. I'm excited. First of all, I'd like to apologize for not being here in person. But I want you to know that, for us at Water Deal, we're excited to be part of this international conference on tourism. So I want to say a big congratulations to His Excellency Mr. Seyi Makinde, the Governor of Oyo State. Sir, you've done a fantastic job, and congratulations on the great strides you're doing. The Honorable Commissioner of Tourism, well done, sir. The DG of Oyisipa, well done. Of course, consultants on this project. I want to say a big thank you to all of you for having me here. You know, for us at Water Deal Africa, we're excited to be concessionaires of Boa Stars. We just signed up a 15-year concession of Boa Stars, and our objective is simple. We want to make sure that Boa Stars becomes a location where, if you come to Nigeria, you've not visited Nigeria, if you've not been to Boa Stars in Ibadan. Southwest part of Nigeria has a lot of iconic tourist centers. We have them all around the country. Lagos has the Lekki Concession Center. There's many different things. We have the Jesha Waterfalls, we have Olumo Rock, but we want to ensure that by the time we finish with Boa Star, it's going to be an iconic center that attracts people from all around the world. God keeping us, our target is to ensure that the first phase will be up and running by the 1st of December. So we are all hands on deck, and we thank the state for all the support they're giving us to ensure this is going to happen. What I'm going to do now is just to also hand you over right now to my head of travel and tourism, Mr. Lionel Lagunju, who will take you through the designs and the plans we have for Boa Stars. But from us here, I just want to say a big thank you once again. And I think it's very critical that I say this. For us at What Today Africa, how did we get involved in this whole project? We saw an advert in the papers, we responded to it, and I must commend the Oyo State government for the professionalism with which it was handled. And behold, here we are today as constituents of Boa Stars in Ibadan. We're excited about that, and we're confident that together we will give Oyo State a world-class iconic center that everybody will be proud of.
Now, this is what Boa Stars looks like today. If you go there, wonderful greenery, the views are beautiful to watch, but we still feel like it's underutilized and it's underdeveloped, and we feel like we can bring something more attractive to this site and be able to transform how people look at this site. Now, if you look at what we're trying to do here, a couple of things we're trying to do. We're creating a welcome center. Just after the welcome center on the right hand side, you have a food court. Now, there is a main building that you'll be looking at once you come in. That main building houses the event center, the virtual reality museum, and also a restaurant on top, as well as a cinema complex as well. Now, on the left-hand side, as you walk in, you'll be walking through a sculpture garden. The goal for us is to have different historic figures that represent the history of Ibadan, of Bowers itself, lined up for people to be able to look at, take pictures with, and all. Now, as you climb up on the left-hand side as well, you see the amphitheater on the left, which will be available for people to come and do plays and the rest. And then just behind that, you'll see Boaz itself, and it has a stairwell that leads to it. The goal for us is to be able to accommodate more people to be able to enjoy this view. So that's why we went with the stairwell idea. Now, if you look at just around the Boaz Towers, there are different gazebos. These gazebos act as crab village as well as relaxing areas for people to be able to enjoy the scenery as well. Now, this is what it looks like at night, very beautiful at night. We're also going to add the lights on top of the tower that anybody from Ibadan will be able to see and identify that as Bowers at night. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You would agree with me that one of the strongest indicators of confidence in any tourism destination is investment. When investors commit their resources, their influence, and their long-term vision to a place, they are ultimately expressing their belief in the future of such tourism destinations. And increasingly, investors are indeed choosing Oyo State. Our next speaker represents the intersection of investment, culture, storytelling, and vision. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage another investor, the founder, Cap Film Village, Mr. Kunle Afolayan. Please celebrate him. You're welcome, sir.
Caro. Good morning, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Aonreade Ekaro and my peers that are here today. Well, I'm one of the investors in Oyo State, and I'm also a son of the land, which is why really I took it upon myself to ensure that that which our forefathers have built is sustained, is maintained, and is improved upon. I have a presentation, and this presentation really is to talk about why it's important to invest in what you believe in, but most importantly, it's important to invest, or rather put your money where your mouth is. Culture, film, heritage, art generally, that is where my soul, my mind, and everything is. And that is why I've taken it upon myself to ensure that I will continue to support, promote, build it till my last breath. Let's check. So, Africa's next creative tourism investment frontier. Next. We're not here to see my face. So, investment thesis. This were the earlier stage, like 4 years ago, when we first discovered this site in Igbojai, between Igbojai and Komu, where Cap Village is the border between Igbojai and Komu. And if a lot of times the Komu people, where my mother is from, are always saying, why to shape is Igbojai? So now I have broken the boundary, and we have extended into Komu. Next. So Oyo can turn culture into destination and economy. Film creates visibility, culture gives meaning, hospitality captures spend, agriculture deepens supply, infrastructure, and all of that. Film visibility, culture, and all of that. Now, why Oyo State? Why Igbojai? Why Komu? Why Otu? Why Babode? We just wanted to make a film. That was the original idea. And in filmmaking, last week I did a keynote speaking at the summit of the architects, the Nigerian architects Lagos chapter. I did keynote, and they call it architecture, but we call it location. So when you have a script, the first thing you have to be sure about is where you want to film, or where the story is set. And where the story is set can take you to different places. And the film Anikulapo was what we wanted to do then. We could have shot it anywhere. We could have shot it, in Ondo, Abi, Ekiti, where my Egbon, but for me, I thought it was talking about, this story was extracted from Ifa. And a lot of the core Yoruba that we speak today, the core culture of the Yoruba that we embrace today, Oyolo Tiwa, Abi Baba. Can we clap for your state, please? So I felt, look, let's hold the land and give what belongs to the land to the land. Next. Yeah, so like I said, the goal was cinematography, but the result was infrastructure. When we got there, we wanted to build Oyo Palace. We wanted to recreate things that happened in 16th, 17th centuries. And then we started doing research. We went online. There were a few things that you could reference when it comes to Nigerian architecture or Yoruba architecture. Why? Because in Nigeria, we don't archive, we don't document. And that is why some of us are doing what we're doing today, so that generations after us, they won't struggle and they won't have the same challenges that we are going through. Our parents really didn't archive. I think proper documentation didn't start until maybe mid-90s and all. So we found a place, we wanted to shoot, and then, so authentic film location, that is one. We discovered Igbojai, build infrastructure. At first, we didn't intend to set up a resort or build a hotel. We wanted location to film, and we were looking at 6 acres of land to be able to build the set that we will use for the filming. But it was a struggle for us to accommodate our cast and crew. I'm sure there are some people here who were on that set. When we did the first Anikulapo, we had over 800 people in Igbojaye for 2 months. How can Igbojaye Komubabode accommodate over 800 people? There was only one hotel in Igbojaye. They have 20 rooms. There was one in Komu, Omoaro. They have, I think, less than 10 rooms. And then there's one of my aunts who owned the hotel in Igbojaye. She has a personal house. And she encouraged me and said, Kunle, look, I'll give you my house to use, the hotel, even if you don't have money. And then we booked people's houses in town. We brought mattresses and all of that. Why are we doing it? Because we believe so much in the product we're about to make, which is the film. And we believe that once the film is done and we put it out there, because we have been privileged to have like international platform where the film will show, which is Netflix. Once the film is out, it's showcasing the entire country on the global scale. And the icing on the cake for us was the result of that very film. Anikulapo, after 2 weeks of release, became the most watched film globally, all over the world. And this is a film done in Yoruba language, shot in Komu-Igbojaye Babode in Oyo State. So we have invested little at that time, but then, it got global. Like I said, don't forget, we wanted to have just 6 acres of land, but now Cap Village is sitting on 60 acres of land. Now, why? Because after the first shoot, Netflix called and said, oh, you said you wanted to make a series. Oh, do you still want to do it? And we said, yes. But I didn't want the cast and crew to go through what we went through when we did the film. So we thought, look, it's time to start investing more. We need to build decent accommodation because we have some foreign crew as well. Low shoots, so we have some foreign crew, and we wanted people to at least have decent accommodation. We kill 2 cows in a week for 8 weeks. So next, this was remote filming revealed missing infrastructure. There was no water. As a matter of fact, not until when His Excellency came last year to we did official opening. As at that time, we already dug about 16 boreholes. When it's done, the water will pop, boom. The second day, and all of that. Right? But just earlier this year, we had to look for somewhere outside of the resort parameters. That was where we found water, because I think the topography was different. But we spent millions digging boreholes, and it didn't work. That is still part of investment. Look, all these things I'm saying, these are my personal funds. Personal funds. And it's because it's either I do it or I die there. That is how I am built. If I believe in something, I go for it and I see it through. I say yori ni Yoruba man pe. Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ ká ṣàṣeyọrí. Now, next. This was what it was when we discovered the land. Igbo ti ẹni gbogbo ẹ̀. But when we started, those were the first set of chalet. Àwọn round yẹn, àwọn tó wà lánàá wọ́n á rí. It's different now. That was like the chalet. We were trying to dig the swimming pool here. And then from there, Ode Ibibai. Next. These were the first set of boreholes that we were trying to do. One of my say, Omiya Yoijokeji, Kosomimo. Next. So this was the first Anikulapo. when we shot this, these were the skeletal sets that we could do because we couldn't build proper structure. All right, next. And then one of the first, we built this Oyo Palace. And this was, of course, if you look at it, you would think it's a mud house. But we built with concrete blocks and all of that, and we did mud finishing. So for a very long time, years, 100 years to come, and it can be used for a lot of things. If you don't want to use it for film, we can do events there. That place can take more than 500 people. We can curate, different kind of programs there. It's part of investment. Again, like I said, government no TD at this point. Next. These are, we shot Ijogbon there, and these are still part of Anikolapo. Next. So every production, visitors move money through, the community. I remember the last time I was talking to Kabiyesi, Mr. Kunle, àwọn aráàlú ní ìjọ́ wo lẹ tún máa wá shoot. Because when we're filming, alágbàdo ń tà, wọ́n á gbé wá sí set, àwọn eléré oko, everybody, there's commerce. Àwọn èèyàn gan bímọ, àwọn crew ta kó wá, àwọn ọmọ àwọn aráàlú, everybody máa bá, So there is growth and development in the land. Ọlọ́run ní ká máa nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara wa náà ni. So for me, so production, set, costume, then to local supplies of food. Our for our, we have cows. From there, their budget for feeding in a month is 2 million naira. We have over 20 horses. Is investment because we believe in the state, we believe in the country. Other than this country, and that is why we're doing, and we can't do this, leave it and move out. We're stuck here. Now, visitors, economy, work together. Next. So Oyo can become Nigeria's film village corridor. Apart from Car Village, we have Afri-Chata, which is owned by my brother Ibrahim Chata. And a lot of the big films, they were shot in that resort. And that is also personal investment in the state, because we believe in the state. Lower. Right? Next. This was part of when we were shooting. That's Ujokwagogo. I know, next. And then earlier we were talking about these monuments that should be preserved. I'm someone who is, I have love for architecture. So when I see structure like this being modified or demolished or altered, oh man, to me. But when I see the ones that are preserved, if I'm only you will go to England or you go to France or you go to Greece, and you will see structures, buildings of 17th centuries still standing with the same features. Tomba machine come back. Why your window nigi? Why corelin? Abi glass to sliding glass to man reflect the man load ni by. No. Next. And then agriculture, we have ITA, which for me, every time every time you pass through, you're always wondering what is inside this place. But I've always believed that it is one of the most maintained structure that we have in this country. Now, maintain it. Of course, our economy is because of war. We one to one monton one preserve. But again, they have a lot of locals, people and people from other African countries who work there, who are the scientists, who are ensuring that the the reason why the place is set up, you know, is maintained. Is maintained. So for agriculture, we have there, and then we have Fashola. I've been to Fashola, and when I saw, you know, the animals, you know, I mean, when you talk about animal agriculture, and I saw the kind of breed, the kind of, you know, what is being set up there. There are structures of early 90s or 18th century that are still in there and maintained. These are some of the things that will help, because for us, when I had meeting with them in Fashola, I told them we need to do small farming in Cap Village so that we can be growing our own fruits and crops and feed our guests with such organic thing. Now we've already started working on that. So agriculture is key. Next. So hospitality and events. If you haven't been to Cap Village, this is what it looks like. This is the poolside at night, if you haven't been there. Next. And then it's a place where young people can come, you know, I mean, no age boundary. We have activities like for different age grade. Next. So government supports converts assets into investable destination system. I know that, look, with federal government, every year, of course, one of the budget buy, funwa, emiori, but government have a role to play in all of this. And I would like for us to like give a resounding clap to His Excellency, the Governor of the state. And I'll tell you why. Look, it does not take, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, it doesn't take rocket science for someone who is knowledgeable, who is a visionary, to see something that will benefit his people and not immediately key into it. So after all of those things that we have done, that I showed you earlier, even before I met His Excellency or before the opening, I reached out to someone and I said, oh, we don't have electricity. And I think a month or two after, they brought transformer and they brought cable and all of that, and it was installed. And I'm like, so you know, lórí transformer látijọ́ tàti ní transformer kò sí ná. So we've been running Cap Village on generator, and we were doing, before the rising, you know, we were doing 10 million naira every month on diesel. Now is 18-19 million for 4 weeks. I'm at T-shop Tabashora, but Oga ni Jakati. So Oga came last year, and then, you know, he saw what we've done, and one of the major headache that clients or visitors complain about is the road from Okaka to Komu. And then he promised he was going to do it, and now they're not just like patching roads, they're doing like new roads. And they're doing drainage, like standard drainage. And I'm sure the people, look, this is not going to facilitate or just help what we are doing. It's going to help everybody. Everybody in that area will benefit from this gesture. Next. Next. Okay, so there's a short 2-minute video. Do you have it? Can you quickly play it?
Not in a dream, not in a machine. I'm stepping into the place where
I spent a weekend at Kulia's for Lions Countryside Resort, and this is how it went.
This Swing Village has produced some of your favorite movies and series like Anikulapo, Ijoba. And it was so nice to see the set in real life and even get some inside scoop on what's to come.
I know you've seen videos about this place and mine might just be one of them now, but no matter how detailed these videos get, you still won't truly understand the vibe until you are there. It's one thing to stand out, but it's another thing to stand out with excellence.
And this was the room I stayed. I really love the aesthetic of this place. It's given far from home but still at home. So I just made a quick tour of the environment to show you guys what you're missing before going for my dinner.
It's been a wonderful last 48 hours being at Cap from Village. What can I say? 5-star rating. If there's any more than 5-star I would give it, I would definitely recommend it. Coming in here, you forget the trip. You just sit down and see what it is to be in a very serene, quiet, beautiful environment. We came in yesterday, I've never seen this. The last time I saw this was in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. It was out of this world experience, very, very nice. Peaceful, beautiful, relaxing, refreshing. I would call it a paradise in the middle of unexpected.
It's been a great time here at Cap Village. I enjoyed myself. A good vacation, a good place to come. Everyone should come.
So to round it up, look, we have all sorts of, I mean, every weekend now, if you go to Cap Village, sometimes I get there and I'm like, people don't care. People take train, from Lagos to Ibadan. As a matter of fact, there are, what's it called? Cab guys, near train station, wanting more or no Cap Village. Cap Village, and they bring them. We also have our own shuttle. People, book with us. But I'm just excited that, the ecosystem is working. That was the projection.
Hello?
And I always say to people, just build and it will happen. Just go to the last slide. Is one slide. Last one. Sorry, no. Go to that. Yes. What's next for us? This is what is next for us. I did my research and I realized in the entire continent there is no museum of African cinema. And the African continent has contributed immensely to film